things I'm working on. Starting in March, I'll work on the next 3 things, but right now these are my 3. So go ahead and write that down. I'm gonna ask for a couple takeaways, questions, and then I want tips. Write down your takeaway, write down how you'll implement it. So it might be, by the end of the day today, I'm going to find a script partner that was in this class and we're going to work on open-ended questions. But it's not just what are you going to work on, I want you to write down how will you work on it. Let's hear from a couple people, and then I want to go through this list real quick and make sure we hit everything, and then I'll field the questions. So what are some takeaways?
I like building the, nurture the open-ended pathways, and to use your example of, listen to the talking heads and rephrase it in an open-ended pattern.
Yes. Yeah, it's a fun way. Do what you already do anyway, and just think, how could I make that open? It will really help. What other takeaways? Yes.
I'm going to start using your form, General Bidet, as I'm talking. So I'm going to create a little, cheat sheet there, and be a lot more intentional about listening to every word. So I think I need, I'm going to, yardage.
Yes, gain yardage.
Put some visuals up.
Yeah, hashtag gain yardage. Yeah, and that's actually why this book was designed the way it was, is I'm picturing you literally hang this up in your workspace. Yep. When I started with this, guys, remember I said I was terrible and it took me like 6 months to ramp up? I started seeing results within about 6 weeks. But to really feel like I knew it well enough that I didn't need to constantly be looking at a sheet took about 6 months. And what I did, I went to Google and I just Googled open-ended questions and I wrote down a list and hung it on the wall. And then I highlighted my favorite ones. Literally, so when I was on the call with someone and I had that I just looked at the sheet. Can I tell you all a story real quick about this? When I was working in DC, a lot of people say, well, this works for you because you live in South Carolina and people are friendly there. This wouldn't work where I live because people are mean where I live. Because I've taught this all over. Well, when I learned this, I lived in DC. Anybody ever lived near DC, Baltimore? Yes, they're very fast-paced. They don't like a lot of chit-chat, right? These patterns worked. One of my aha moment, and this is what I want to leave you guys with, is give yourself a defining moment, okay? I was on the phone with someone, and I was a college recruiter for adult working students. It was like an adult-focused school. Everybody was working full-time that went there pretty much. And I asked him, what makes you want to go to school? That's my open-ended beginning question, right? What makes you want to go to school? And he said he was the head of the IT department for the Department of Defense. Intimidating, right? Then he said, there is no one above me. Like I was asking him questions. He's like, well, I'm at the top of the pay grade. I am the top guy. There is no one above me. And he said, literally, Anna, I have the house with the white picket fence, a Wi-Fi at the door, everything's great. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, why does this guy want to go to school? Like this isn't adding up to me. And my manager ran in and she hit mute on my phone. And she said, do not stop, ask him one more question. Because I was about to chicken out, because I was intimidated, and I was like, okay, I don't know what else to do. So I was like, okay. And I still remember, I was sitting with my feet up. I remember where I was, because it was a defining moment. And I said, can I be honest with you, Kenneth? I don't get it. You have the white picket fence, the wife you adore, you're top of the pay grade, top of the chain, there's nowhere higher, you love your job. Why in the world do you want to go to school? And he got real quiet, and he said, I feel like I should be on a couch with a washcloth on my forehead, like a psychology thing. He said, you know what it is, Anna? I'm intimidated. He said, I coach people I lead people with master's degrees, and I don't even have an associate's degree. And I want it hanging on the wall. He said, I don't need it, I want it. Do you think I had any problem keeping that guy in school? But here's where the moment was for me. I could enroll him over the phone, and he lived about 2 hours away. He had a crazy commute. And I said, the good news is I can enroll you over the phone. You don't have to come in. He goes, no. After a conversation like this, I'm actually going to take the day off work. My wife is going to take the day off work, and I'm going to come meet you and take you out to lunch. This was a really powerful conversation for me. And that was my defining moment. And that's when I thought, I might be intimidated sometimes to go deeper with people, but if Kenneth, the head of the IT for the Department of Defense for the United States of America, can handle it, I think I can do it. Right? And I might have people sometimes that don't want to go deep with me, but I'll have more people that do, and that's worth it. I'd rather do it. So ask deeping questions. All right, let's hear one more takeaway. Yes?
So you covered the two things that I brought up at the first, but most importantly, you gave me an intent statement. My role in this whole thing is to listen to what people want and then strategize and educate to help them get it.
Yep, that's your job. If you can remember that when you're talking to people, it will help guide you to what to say. I haven't given you all the patterns, but if that's your guiding light, so to speak, a lot of the right things will come out of your mouth. Yep. So let's address this real quick, and I thought of one thing I didn't cover, I'll share real quick. So did we go over how do I take like an interrogation feeling thing to a friendly relationship building? Did we do that? For you, what I was talking about Uber, I didn't hit that specifically, but what I was thinking is if they mentioned moving to Maui, you could just talk about what's the motivation, why would you want to move here, like what's the goal? Do you feel like we did that?
I feel like we should have a conversation afterwards.
Okay. Yeah. So you can come up. But do you guys feel like we talked about how to take something and get into a real estate conversation? All right. If they say they want to wait a year, honestly, through the digging, a lot of this will bump up because as people talk about their goals, their motivation will rise. However, let me add one thing that will take this a bit further. Ask the question, how will it benefit you to wait? Do you know, when I was in DC, our whole sales team was thinking about hiring a gym to go to the gym. We went to gym on our lunch break and we were all like, okay, well, we'll think about it. And the guy said, well, how will it benefit you guys to wait to join the gym? And we were all like, oh, crap. It won't benefit us. And we signed up. So how will it benefit you to wait?
Could you share with me where you would stick that? So I've dug for the 3 years, and then I come in with that
now
at the
we're
very
in the
end.
logical pre-qualification.
Thank
And they're
you.
like, well, I want to wait a year.
Got it.
Okay, well, I'm really glad you told me, if you don't mind me asking you, how will it benefit you to wait a year? And sometimes it's legit stuff, right? Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a lack of education. Maybe they don't know that they can buy a property and make so much money that they could actually own it and have other people pay the mortgage through rentals. Maybe they just don't know that. So it could be education, it could be talking about motivation, it could be anything, okay? All right, qualifying indicators. I didn't go deep on this because I think most of the time we're already good at pre-qualifying. That's the thing usually realtors, I have to almost train them to, wait, don't pre-qualify yet. The biggest thing I was thinking of here was the whole deadline. And if he continually isn't calling me back, we've got a motivation issue. Okay, did we satisfy this one? All right, and then the last one, when or what not to share, that was the feature benefit statements. Okay. All right. I have a request before I ask for tips. I have a tradition of taking a selfie with every class I teach, so can we take a selfie?
Yeah.
So here's what I would ask, is move towards the center, and I love the fun, like, look like you're having fun, you know, so like put your arms out, something, and I'll take a selfie, and we'll post it.
Come up there, or what do we do?
You can just stay there,
towards the
and then when we're done, I'll give you guys some more resources, and then I would love tips. All right, so let's take a picture.